bright. Good afternoon. It's really an honor for me to introduce my father, Richard E. Holtzman, for induction into the Cornell Hotel Society Hall of Fame. Thank you, Ted Tang, for all you do for the Cornell Hotel Society, and thanks to everyone who had anything to do with this great event today. This is really impressive. My father was a member of what was called the Greatest Generation. And what does that mean? Americans born between 1901 and 1924 who came of age during the Great Depression and in the 1940s, many of whom fought in World War II. We read a lot about that in Tom Brokaw's book titled The Greatest Generation in the late 90s, as many of us never really knew what that was about because few of those men and women talked about it. He used the term to describe the generation, a generation of towering achievement and modest demeanor, a legacy of their formative years when they were participants in and witnesses to sacrifices of the highest order. This is the greatest generation any society had produced. Wow. He was also a proud veteran. It's interesting that we talk about this during Veterans Day weekend. Always mindful about his wartime activities, but again, very slow to talk about them. My father was a hotelier, and a very proud hotelier. And he was a real force in the industry, what I'd call a friendly force. He was a visionary, a pioneer of sorts, unquestionably very innovative. But when it came to the hotel school, he was old school. It was all about relationships. He used to simply say, it's people taking care of people, and try to keep it to its simplest form. He was very relationship-oriented. He was very driven. But at the same time, he was one of the kindest people I've ever known. Kind to everyone. Such an impressive career. The Greenbrier, the Royal Hawaiian Hotel, running all of the Sheraton properties during the golden years right after statehood in Hawaii. And all this kind of came to a peak when he founded Rock Resorts with Lawrence Rockefeller in 1966. Such incredible hotels. Mauna Kea Beach Hotel, Kapalua Bay, Little Dix Bay, Camille, Woodstock Inn, the Boulders, and many others. Rock Resorts was his baby and was the gold standard in the luxury industry for 25 years. Along the way, the one constant in his professional life was Cornell and the hotel school. My father loved Cornell and the hotel school, and he truly believed that his experience there and the relationships he made while there were responsible for a dominant amount of his success, period. Chairing a very successful capital campaign in the 1980s to renovate Statler Hall and Statler Inn was a source of great pride to him. I mentioned that Cornell was a constant during his impressive career. The other constant was his wife of 47 years and my mother, Janet. She too was a force for good. Being a good husband, father, grandfather were very important to him. My sisters, Sandy, Cindy, and their families are all very happy and proud for this recognition from the Cornell Hotel Society. He would be so proud to be a member of its Hall of Fame. In closing, my father would also often share his views of what he thought to be really important. He would talk about the importance of family. He would talk about friends, and he would talk about faith. But those of us who were really close to him and around him a lot knew that that list was a little longer. It was family, it was friends, it was faith, but it was also Rock Resorts and the Cornell Hotel School. Thank you very much for your vote.